There's a particular kind of person who, when something breaks, doesn't immediately reach for their phone to find a replacement. Instead, they reach for a screwdriver, a wrench, their hands. You've seen them. Maybe you are them. They'll spend hours dismantling a broken appliance that would cost $20 to replace. They'll nurse a dying car back to life when buying a new one would be easier. They'll fix a lamp, a door hinge, a relationship, a stranger's problem, even when no one asked them to. And here's the thing most people don't understand. It's not about the object. It's never really about the object. It's about something deeper, something psychological, a need that goes far beyond saving money or being practical. So why do some people need to fix everything? What's really happening beneath the surface? Let's talk about it. We live in a world of abstraction. Your work doesn't produce anything you can hold. Your stress comes from emails, notifications, invisible expectations. You solve problems that have no clear beginning or end. And in that chaos, fixing something physical becomes an anchor. When you repair a broken machine, the rules are clear. Cause and effect are visible. Effort produces result. The world makes sense again, even if just for an hour. Psychologists call this self-efficacy. It's the belief that your actions matter, that you can influence outcomes. And for people who fix things, that belief isn't abstract. It's mechanical, tangible, real. In a workshop, there's no ambiguity. A bolt either tightens or it doesn't. An engine either runs or it doesn't. There's no politics, no passive aggression, no wondering if you did the right thing. Just you, the object, and the problem. And when you solve it, when the machine hums back to life, you've created order from chaos. You've proven to yourself that competence still matters, that skill still has value. For many fixers, the workshop isn't just a place, it's a sanctuary, a space where the world operates on principles they can trust. And in a life full of things you can't control, that matters more than people realize. But it's not just about control. It's about how fixers think. Most people see a broken object and feel overwhelmed. Too many parts, too many unknowns. They don't know where to start, so they don't start at all. But the person who fixes things, they see something different. They see a system, a web of connections. They don't need to understand every detail to begin. They trust the process. They trust that if they take it apart carefully, observe, test, adjust, the answer will reveal itself. This is called systems thinking, the ability to see relationships, not just components. To understand that everything is connected, and that solving one piece often illuminates the rest. And here's where it gets interesting. Fixers don't rely solely on manuals or instructions. They rely on their senses. The sound of an engine tells them what words cannot. The feel of a loose bolt, the smell of burning wire. Their hands know things their mind hasn't yet articulated. This is embodied cognition. Knowledge stored not in the brain, but in the body. In the hands that have done this 1,000 times. In the instinct that says, something's not right here, even when the logic hasn't caught up yet. And this makes them feel competent in a way that digital work never can. You can't touch an email. You can't feel a spreadsheet. But you can feel a machine coming back to life under your hands. And that feeling, for some people, it's the only time they truly feel useful. Now, let's talk about why fixers keep broken things. Most people throw things away when they stop working. It's easier, it's cleaner, it makes sense. But for the person who fixes, throwing something away feels wrong, almost like betrayal. Because that object has history. It was there when they moved into their first apartment. It was a gift from someone who mattered. It's been repaired 3 times already, and each repair is a story. Psychologists call this the endowment effect. We overvalue things we own, not because of their objective worth, but because of what they represent. But for fixers, it goes deeper than that. Objects aren't just objects. They're relationships. They're proof of care. They're evidence that things don't have to be disposable. And here's where this mindset leaks into their personal lives. Fixers are often the ones who stay in relationships longer than they should, who keep trying to repair what might be broken beyond saving, who believe that walking away is giving up. Because if they can fix a carburetor, why can't they fix a marriage? If they can restore a piece of furniture, why can't they restore trust? And this is both their strength and their trap. Their loyalty is real. Their commitment is real. Their refusal to give up on things others would abandon is admirable. But not everything can be fixed. And sometimes the cost of trying is too high. Because while objects don't resist repair, people do. Systems don't have feelings, but relationships do. And the same persistence that saves a vintage motorcycle can destroy a person who can't accept that some things are meant to end. So, where does this need come from? Why do some people become fixers in the first place? Often, it starts in childhood. Maybe resources were scarce. Maybe nothing new ever came into the house, so if something broke, it had to be fixed. There was no other option. Or maybe it was quieter than that. Maybe love was conditional. Maybe the only time a parent paid attention was when something needed to be done, when you were useful. So you learned, if I can fix things, I matter. If I'm helpful, I'm safe. And that belief doesn't go away when you grow up. It just gets more sophisticated. Now, you're the person everyone calls when something breaks, the one who's always solving problems, the one who can't sit still because stillness feels like uselessness. And beneath that drive, there's often anxiety, the fear that if you stop being competent, you'll stop being loved, that if you can't fix it, you have no value. So you keep fixing, not because you want to, but because you're afraid of what happens if you don't. And this is where the obsession starts to show cracks. Because at some point, fixing stops being about creation and starts being about control. About managing the fear that the world is falling apart and you're the only one holding it together. And that's exhausting. And it's lonely. Because you're so busy fixing everything around you that you never stop to ask, who's fixing me? Here's what I want you to understand. If you're someone who fixes things, your ability is a gift. It brings order to chaos. It extends the life of objects others would discard. It shows care in a world that's increasingly careless. But you are not your utility. You are not valuable because you're useful. You are valuable because you exist. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is let something stay broken, to walk away from the project, to admit that not everything is yours to fix. Because the hardest thing to repair is often the belief that you must repair everything. Your hands are skilled, your mind is sharp, your persistence is rare, but you are more than what you can do. You are more than the sum of the things you saved, and the people who truly matter will value you even when your hands are still. So ask yourself this: do you fix to create, or do you fix to escape? Do you repair because you love the process, or because you're terrified of being helpless? There's no wrong answer, just an honest one. And maybe, just maybe, knowing the difference is the first step toward fixing the one thing that's been broken the longest: yourself. If this resonated, leave a comment. Just one word: fixer, me, yeah. And if you want more psychology like this, subscribe. We talk about the parts of being human most people don't say out loud. Thanks for watching.